Good morning. Ministro. Oh, simple. Arrange, it's April. It's April. 17, so really the third Friday of this April 2026, huh?
David, Mr. Lynch, David, slide Mr. Lynch, can you hear me from here? Because if he can believe it. It's a Friday once again. 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 Once again. Here in Naples. Yes, I don't think I can say totally clear at in general clear this catastrophe in general, and it also seems very still now. If similar perhaps with the wine at light wine consider the beer, so viceversa, it's light wine, so seems still now. I in general seems still now, and it's early afternoon. It's noon 57 minutes. 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. This means it's the really soft in this period. As in fact, soft catches is for the spring period. First what I got for SEO is for the effect channel trasformato stagione 17 su factory per campo SEO depois a segare las past summer, as past autumn, as past winter, now is for the spring and and so the round of the season is complete better all the seasons so can for the person as you the spring particularly for years because we enter in it so if you go weeks ago to be as 4 weeks ago in fact 4 weeks ago because it was March 20th and so much to me and to be as in interview at 1 a.m. whereas absolutely no real figure body so more change because did I'm sure tracing the events in so it's in terms of post activation to Chinese better than perhaps for me. La linea di studenti riesce a sopportare gli esami di autunno e winter si fa come esame su gli aggettivi per autunno insegna su office per il winter aggettivi quello sono stati già forsi via sa classificati di visa terzo minimo sa fine da assolutamente incomplete but we can not me but in general on an objective from the people so we can say this since practically 13 days because yes we can say that officially all the people can say it officially entered in the SS weekend between April 45 because since the same fact we have the degrees perfectly made the degrees temperature for this city, particularly I think in Italy, but also in general I think in Italy, particularly in this city, so very good that behind this for me in this period also in the previous years always good. Instead, what has got to start to change, I don't know if I can say something for this, but it's a good one, it's completely, if I can be some things on this. It's a Friday once again, sono visto fuori la serie di Friday. It's a Friday once again, sono visto fuori la serie di Friday. It's a Friday once again, sono visto fuori la serie di Friday. Lasciamo bello di sé. Fantastic Electric, Blue and White Dark, Blue and White, this is the 6 Razor, non sono the reports. Next because also the previous, the 5th, a beautiful red, black and also white, crashed in the week of 19th February, not 19th, but it should be 19th February, and I've been using it new practically since the same time, and however the 5th was also similar to the 3rd, because this is the 3rd reason also reports, so it was only, it is not only was a great reason, really great, infatti said me 6 months and more than a half, but as regards the cars, fact just for a tremendous me forse was the 3rd, because the 3rd was
red, but in this case only blue, only white and red, while this is better because it's more beautiful because red, black and also white, so as you can notice. Also the third was at the time I get reason, I guess. So now I'm using I've been using it since the week of the same week in which cresce il 1932 and only for was noise it my no and I was solo sto considering like effect of the squid about the breakfast usually to 1 year and vediamo ci penso better visit Friday just started to show it to you so this is good because it's new but only for this way only for us no I set my bed is 30 minutes better I shave it in 30 minutes to this for mounting one round because I think I nice for work is new but also a reason so I now show you but once again with this close shot was just before perhaps you won't see well so we're gonna do blue, dark blue and white so for the colors it also remembers me the fourth one was the fourth one was so we're gonna do also it blue and white in this case a light blue so we can compare light blue, dark blue, the 6 and for the last piece I mean the first one, second reason also reports but in this case I can show you because I can't name I don't have name unfortunately and so also repeat once again this is the 6 reason also story with the reports and in general for this it is my fourth channel Nicolas Stavro sul report di Vincent abbiamo sonsi come se candidato per sul bice poteva che non c'è su si ponte sul match per me music most sapete also io also is dice per gatto Inge Riaf venga trampa si ripete si fuori 73 and 4 Fahrenheit 23 Celsius but importing some atmosphere ci vedi si può dove ti sei se cortina su se cortina as americanizzata mi ci usiamo traffic a te si suppose che su testa di sky a really all the set su scaso sciata it's not isn't possible also also some few clouds and considering the trends last 4 days sia according to the for 3 it's I think it's possible at rate and without from both the really after mat game che vabbè perhaps not totally most cloudy and also that material at the moment is true it seems remote possibile but as soon as dopo sono francesi so that is possible see if the guys can skip very clear well maximum to the little bed proprio su well bed but in genere yes solamente well maximum to the little bed si so cortin si trust number one artists are also both the best particular and only for some of it was the beautiful grey curtain with the beautiful grey curtain con il beautiful paint di Manchester per non passa perché non riesco a dire di meeting se mette si ma come se come section si può entrare in questo punto da fortunatamente quando vediamo se vedete come section è l'infiltrazione da esterno con i shot di ara one side one fin con yes sì in flowers sono che penso well you know in fact if not even better usually better sono shot by the first part of the video which Perugia I showed you where scatta sfiangere for cazzo comune il cazzo di room because sarà sono rosso d'amico quindi è l'amico room or from web perspective also when esame pratica shot simone la si riuscita in modo che sia demanda intersecure not mistake linea verbo anzi tu si elimina su not si slite essere for the best cortina bit once again beautiful grey cortina and beautiful painter we bench scatter so for the best story in story books The color curtain, if you want to make sacrifice, converting the color in the cover image region, this is still the color curtain. Also miss it of this thing, but one is only different. CG3, I was using this shot, you can see this is also related to the effect both on the reset, the glory shoot, and also on the reset, but more when the effect is measured. Also, each sentence, also easy, so repeat one second. The time before recording the benches, I have to say for I repeat one second is the case for the second time, and for the first time, so words, the color routine is the case, I repeat one second time. On non to make success now, let's see reddit also mi sono curtini sorry material expression. Also in case of perfect tense. The following is written teacher sentence. It is but also always better visible for me. Needs entity. In this shot, it is one significant at the end of the shot. Ricade che uscite in attivismo e tendenze di attivismo last October, was important was part of the also today in attivism, and also read a little speech or sentence for the first time also for it, so valid also for it. So I repeat once again, but also and always better visible for me, needs entity, needs shot, sequence me, shot. And finally, from a mythical keyboard, an NGX64 TPG, it's to different also in case of spin, shot. Eva, getting on the people of the German process, everything at all, also not system. Also to myself, and to us, and finally, I hope you will get breakfast. Today it's late in general, also nice, if not at all severe, cioè in general, se mi pensi a sistema di non fact attack system, it's late in general, for the people, all for my life, not at all any physical, not for my analysis, can stop a my breakfast, let's say. In the winter period between December and January, essence of February, essence of March, the small period at the end of spring until next January, but sometimes except from those days, I get up really late, not so this big day, but sometimes but only forse satisfare potrebbe averci il 50% di schiantare sono le sweet pezzi di milk e fiantare parte del materiale del processo certo le cose siano sempre stessa ragione vado ripeto vedo lei si cadeva not quantity detto also nice but so easy not at all poi more no yes it's just for it's just roll just good non 57 minutes. But the important thing is just remember that it's me also very important to so Emilia and as we always see e che fa sono molto comunicazione assolutamente e scusi non si parla di un I also use questo consiglio che ecco di scrivo per breakfast ma tutto per reason on Friday e si resti pure si può is a new 6 reason new reason 6 reason dark blue white ragazzi sono just for cioè se ci vedi just for diciamo su per forse solo per trovare questo ragazzi mi finisco di dire la blu e farà spesso ragazzi mi tanto mi si just for si vede che abbiamo inizio su Facebook e non si set caps mi capito mi fatto mise these whatever or on price whatever into a body in one which and then reason or whatever adesso inizi di capire inizi di detto one day one time in French better desiderato già sei di disegno di specie Frisera shots, frisera new shots, mi non si gioca diretto con botta morra, ma non siamo nessuno, la frisera biscuits, la mia fa che tra sul come su biscuits, e si fatte finché tu non metti fatto pezzi in realtà per chocolate chip cookies, o due cookies chip chocolate chips, e nel frattempo mi si che lo fatto biscuit mi si but in particular, tu instali in utero, si vede, una crisi sessuale, but mi crasi sui shots non è che ti coffee così. Ma tu su chocolate fai che è su che non ti faccio fare from the other shot fragmenti videos. Le shot non mi sta finché te ne mozza se si chiede lo stesso punto ci di di san video se ne tengo pezzo bete. Fai lo uso one is quick ti finisce no si non si minuti tanto senza finché ti anni 50 354 50 di pratica salto esame sì si mangia penso riferimenti ci ripete monzo fino a te ne quando mette finché si può sì leve monzo. I also need to lose the conto should be easy da mi pia sono che c'è cosa bette and so since at monto te pat in certi tensi che mix over in news we need to effective breakfast allora questa bomba la stipira in particolare a me come manifestazione che si respira se gioco il combatto marmonia solvo corsi amici first time so letti pira in insieme non sono settori le cose breakfast allora questa a me bomba e se continua sempre sia mi fa Bruce era arabi sia stata con interanzias pensare se copia position rap su segue independent face position but in general always second position because 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 altre face position in Italia in una shot ci fa questo tu come tu because era lì super bar. Adesso non si può fare perché non ti molto le sì. And I hope that this literary of the shine continue that in avvenimento will be a scene for tomorrow that will have a day with those beautiful blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. Everyone, have a great day. Yes, infatti visita perhaps my name is the tone to which Mr. Finch this with the reports and also when he mentioned that beautiful blue skies sunshine as well with also funny thing I remember I hope that tomorrow in fact and if not with those beautiful skies sunshine and we were most clear all day for this also kiss I try to kiss sunshine also to pet it e poi for tomorrow iniziate tutti insieme in my sunny weather reports nessa perspective the first third thing I see when the show to use the for the time and the second thing my final greetings the fact that the petit is a thing of a few weeks instead of a few weeks ago all easy because for me this session is totally perfect. Did that sublime session, in sense the fact sublime is respectively the second thing that I see in the schedule session in the first part of the month, the first thing in my fan English, so all easy up for tomorrow, so once again for the month, once again, assume tomorrow suppose for traffic, non tomorrow to 11, and now I see.